Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most seismic shifts in the NFC this season. Rumors are swirling around that the San Francisco 49ers, after a tough 8-9 season marred by injuries and cap constraints, might be making a blockbuster move that could shake up the entire league. And it involves none other than Nick Bosa, one of the most feared pass rushers in the NFL. Yes, you heard that right. The Giants, who have been looking for that elite edge rusher to really push their defense into the top tier, might be on the verge of landing Bosa in what could be one of the biggest trades in recent Giants history. And let me tell you, this isn't just some rumor. Sources close to the league have been whispering about a potential deal that would send Bosa straight to the Big Apple in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-rounder in 2027. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would the 49ers trade away one of their most valuable players, especially after such a strong 2025 season where Bosa put up some eye-popping stats? Well, the league is talking about cap issues, folks. The 49ers are sitting roughly $5 million over the cap heading into January 2026, and with their focus on locking down key players like George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk with extensions, they're looking at some tough choices. Plus, with the team's cap hit for Bosa sitting around $28 million, it's becoming increasingly clear that keeping him long-term might not be feasible, especially given the team's focus on their offensive line. San Francisco has had issues protecting their quarterback, allowing 48 sacks this past season, and they're trying to rebuild their OL while also managing their cap. And with Purdy's injury history, suffering a concussion that will keep him out for 5 games next season, it's understandable they're reevaluating their roster. But for the Giants, this could be nothing short of a game changer. Imagine having a front four that's just as terrifying as the one in San Francisco, but now with Bosa leading the charge. Pairing him with Kayvon Thibodeaux and potentially Lawrence, the Giants would form a pass rush nightmare, one that could elevate their defense from the bottom of the league to a top 12 unit almost overnight. The impact on their pass rush would be immediate. Bosa's 2025 stats alone are nothing short of dominant: 38 solo tackles, 14, 5 sacks which ranked him third in the NFL, and a league-leading 7 forced fumbles, his PFF grade of 92. One reflects just how disruptive he's been all season, constantly pressuring quarterbacks with a pressure rate of 26%. And Bosa's career stats are equally impressive: over 68. 5 sacks, 285 tackles, 4 Pro Bowl selections, 2 All-Pro nods, and the Defensive Player of the Year award in 2022. At 6'4" and 266 pounds with a blazing 4.84 40-yard dash, Bosa's blend of power, agility, and technique makes him a nightmare for any offensive line. What makes this move even more appealing for the Giants is how Bosa's presence could change their entire defensive philosophy. The defense, which was ranked 28th last season, would leap into the top 12 almost immediately, reducing points allowed from around 25, 8 per game down to approximately 22. That's a huge step forward, especially considering their current pass rush struggles. With Thibodeaux on one side and Bosa on the other, the Giants can finally start applying relentless pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Think about the possibilities. Pressure from both edges on teams like the Eagles, who have a notoriously poor pass protection in 30th overall, could create mismatches and turnovers that turn games around. We saw what a dominant pass rush can do in recent years. Look at the impact of players like Watt with the Cardinals or the Chargers, Khalil Mack at his peak. Bosa's clutch moments in 2025, especially his 6 sacks in the fourth quarter, show that he's not just a regular pass rusher, he's a game winner. Now, let's talk about the impact on the Giants' overall outlook. Adding Bosa would give them a legit chance to contend in the NFC East and make a real push in the playoffs. Their odds of reaching the Super Bowl are currently around +20, 0 according to DraftKings, but with Bosa in the fold, those odds could plummet to around +50, boosting their chances to make a deep run by as much as 25%. The defense's transformation could also open the floodgates for their offense. Saquon Barkley, who had a solid 2025 with nearly 900 yards, would benefit from a more aggressive pass rush, forcing turnovers and creating shorter fields. Plus, with the improved defense, the Giants could become a more complete team, capable of taking on the league's best and finally turning the page after several seasons of rebuilding. And let's not forget the history here. Bosa's previous playoff performances, especially his 4 sacks in the 2019 postseason, show how impactful he can be in high-pressure moments. The Giants, with their promising young core, especially if they add a player like Bosa, could become real contenders once again. The NFC East is already stacked with talent, but a dominant pass rush could be the missing piece that pushes the Giants over the top. The league is watching this story unfold, especially with the trade deadline approaching on November 4th. If this deal happens, it might just be the move that redefines the Giants franchise and sets them on a path back to glory. This potential trade also signals a bigger shift in how the Giants are approaching this season. It's a bold move, no doubt, but it's also a strategic one. They've been building through the draft, developing young talent like Kayvon Thibodeaux, and now they're ready to go all in on a championship push. Bosa's arrival would send a message to the entire league. This team is serious about winning now. It's a gamble, but one that could pay off huge if it materializes. The Giants are in a unique position. They have cap space, draft capital, and a coaching staff led by Brian Daboll, who's proven he can maximize talent and turn around struggling teams. Bringing in a player like Bosa would elevate the entire roster and give them a legitimate shot at making noise in the postseason. In conclusion, this rumored trade is more than just a speculative move. It's a signal that the Giants are willing to make bold decisions to accelerate their rebuild and compete at the highest level. Bosa's ferocity and proven track record could be the missing piece that finally puts the Giants back on the map as serious contenders. The league is abuzz, and Giants fans should be excited, because if this deal goes through, it might just be the start of something special in East Rutherford. Keep your eyes peeled because this story is far from over, and the next few weeks could bring some game-changing news. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you believe Bosa is the piece that finally puts the Giants over the top? Or do you think this is too much of a gamble and that the team should focus on other areas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Giants. Remember, this is a passionate community, and your voice is what makes it special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Giants news. The NFL landscape is shifting, and with moves like this, the Giants could be on the verge of something truly exciting. Let's keep the faith, stay loud, and get ready for what's coming next because the Giants are not done yet. They're aiming high, and with a little luck and a lot of hard work, they could be heading straight back to the Super Bowl. Stick around because the best is yet to come.